I went to a seed swap at my county library this past weekend, and I got some gems to show y'all. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Outdoor Homegirl. This is where I share my journey with nature and all things gardening. I'm growing out of Zone 7 in Jersey, and this past weekend I went to a seed swap, my first ever seed swap. I'm going to show you all the seeds I got, especially the gems, the ones I'm really super surprised about, and just tell you about my experience overall. Before we get into it, please hit like and subscribe if you like the content. But now, let's get right into it. Now, if you've never been to a seed swap before, or just don't know what one is, basically it's an event where seeds can be exchanged or traded by gardeners or anyone else who wants to attend that you might have had extra of, or that you don't think you're going to use, extra seeds from your garden. And it's usually free, and you usually don't even need to have seeds to attend. The seed swap that I went to was put on by, it's called the Camden County Gardeners, Certified Gardeners. I guess that's just the name of the group. But they're an organization that exists within my county, and then they often do small events, either at the library or even virtual events, so that you can learn about seed starting, you could learn about fertilizing, you could learn about composting. They just put on a lot of different events that help inform gardeners, new, beginner, at the expert level, and it's really a big help. I went because I had some seeds I wanted to exchange. Last year I grew some glass gem corn that I let dry on the stalk, and so that had this one ear. So I plucked off all of the kernels off of it, bagged them up, and I took myself down to my local library. So I was really excited to go to this seed swap because it was at the library that I went to growing up as a kid. There weren't that many people there. I want to say I probably saw about 4 people total. Now, they had the room laid out with tables, and they labeled flowers, peas, nightshades. So it was kind of like a very loose organization, but you could see all of the seeds that were there. And from there, you could really take whatever you wanted. Now, I brought in my glass gem corn. They were really excited. they were like, "Oh, you brought in seeds!" Like, they were super excited that I brought in these seeds to exchange. So they directed me over to a table where the 2 kids were, and they asked them to help label some envelopes. So they had some small envelopes that looked like this, and the kids labeled them like glass gem corn, and I just, filled them up. They had everything that I needed. They had envelopes, tape, markers, just everything you needed to kind of, set aside your seeds. So while I was walking around, I did talk to one of the librarians for a while, but she was a gardener too, so we ended up talking for quite some time. She was super, super nice. I mean, she told me about a crop that she was growing. I'll get right into the seeds, but I'm going to tell the story real quick. She told me about something she's growing called the Northern Maypop passion fruit. I'd never heard of this before. I'd never seen anybody grow this before. Don't see any seedlings for this anywhere. So I was really curious. I did look it up later, and it is a passion fruit that is native to North America, or maybe not North America, but the northern part of America. There's a southern or a south passion fruit flower, or I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not really sure what it is. All I know that there's some kind of passion fruit that is native to this area, and I'm able to grow it. But it's called the Northern Maypop passion fruit, in case you're interested in looking that up yourself. So now I'm gonna get right into the seeds. All right, and so you guys, I got all these seeds. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna show you some of the seeds that I saw in these little manila packets. First, starting off with a flower, I got these zinnias. Now, if you've grown zinnias before, you already know what they look like, but it's a tall flower. It's tall, it's colorful. Pollinators love it. And last year I grew marigolds and cosmos flowers, but zinnias were kind of new to me. I didn't know what a zinnia looked like. Don't come for me, y'all. I know it's a popular flower, but flower identification is not my thing. So they did have a bag of zinnia seeds, and I took a few of those myself, labeled this envelope, and now I'm gonna have zinnias this summer. All right, next are these large bottle gourd seeds. Now, these weren't really that attractive to me. I saw what a bottle gourd looks like. They are kind of interesting looking. It's just that they do grow very large. They need support. So that's why I'm not sure if I'll actually grow these large bottle gourds, but I took the seeds anyway. I also don't know much about, like, if I'm sure they're edible, but I'm not sure if it's something that do I actually want to eat it? So that's another thing. I'm not sure if I'll grow these because I have so many other plants, so many other crops that I want to grow and I could use that space for instead. So this might be, you know, if there's room and if there's time. Now, there was a gentleman there, an older gentleman, who saw me looking around, and he brought seeds. This older gentleman brought his own seeds, and I think he wanted to share his seeds with me because he was like, "Oh, look, here's some rutabagas. You know, I brought these, you know," and I understand, you know, I totally get that because I brought my seeds and I wanted anybody who could, you know, anybody who might grow corn to take them. So one of the first ones he showed me was this one. It was it's called Purple Top Rutabaga. So I told him, I said, well, you know what, to be honest with you, I'm not even really sure what a rutabaga is. Like, I've heard of a rutabaga, but I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not sure what it looks like. I'm also not sure how you cook it or eat it or prepare it. So he said it's kind of like a turnip, but a little bit sweeter. And I said, say less. Also, I grew turnips for the first time last year, and they were a delight. I didn't know anything about turnips. I didn't prepare them any kind of way. I just kind of, you know, once they grew, I just harvested it, cut it up, and tried it. And I enjoyed it. So if this is going to be like turnips, I think I will enjoy these too. He also brought these in. Now, these are called red cord Chantenay carrots. I grew carrots for the first time last year, was pleasantly surprised with them because it's so much fun to pull them out the ground. It's like opening up a Christmas present because you don't know what you're going to get. But it's so satisfying when you get carrots. I tried, I think, Danvers last year and rainbow carrots, but this one is red cord Chantenay, which I think is just a standard orange carrot, but when you cut into it, it'll have a red core on the inside. So I will definitely try these because carrots are a thing for me now. And then this was the other one that he brought in. Now this is called Jimmy Nardello sweet pepper. When it comes to peppers, I'm a big fan of Caribbean peppers. I'm growing Scotch bonnet peppers, I'm growing habanero peppers, I'm growing Trinidadian pimento peppers, and Tobago seasoning peppers. That's 4 Caribbean peppers. Those are my favorites. Those are the ones I cook with the most. These Jimmy Nardello sweet peppers, they are a long Italian sweet pepper that they're very rich, almost buttery in texture, and they're a great frying pepper. I don't think I ever would have bought these kind of seeds on my own, but after reading a little bit about them, I am super excited to try these out. Next, these were actually the first seeds that I picked up. These were, I guess it's just a blend of different salad or lettuce greens that are all mixed up in here. Yeah, it says lettuce mix. So we've got butter crunch, black seeded Simpson, never heard of that, green salad bowl, Lola Rosa, which I tried to germinate, but it didn't take off. Red oak leaf, rouge, what is that? It's French, and I don't know how to pronounce that word. Diver? Paris Island, red sails. So we have some different lettuces right here. I might try them since the lettuces seem to be hit or miss for me. Here's one that I'm super excited about because I've never heard about this going in. This is called Wonderberry. Now, if you've never heard of Wonderberry before, we're in the same boat because I'd never had either. But someone left a big pack of Wonderberry seeds on the table. There were so many seeds in there that I figured I'll just take a few from the bag and leave it there for other people to take from as well. But Wonderberries are a beautiful, like, blue-black color. They look similar to blueberries, and from what I understand, it's kind of like a cross between like a blueberry and tomato. Similar to ground cherries. They're supposed to be very prolific. Taste-wise, I'm not sure if they're super sweet, but I think they are probably mild in taste. That's what I gathered from the description I read. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it didn't leave the impression that these were super sweet. But I'm all for growing berries. Last year we tried raspberries, and that worked out well. I bought 2 blueberry plants last year, but it was late in the season, and to be honest, sometimes I forgot that I bought them and didn't get to watering them, so I don't know if they're still alive back there or what. But we've got a new berry to add to the mix, and we're going to try that this year. So hopefully we get some wonderberries, y'all. Now, this is just a classic. I mean, these are just your everyday simple pole beans. These are called seashells or Seychelles. I'm not really sure, but they're pole beans. 2 years ago, not last summer, but the summer before that, I did grow pole beans. I had one plant, and it was very productive. I wish I had at least two plants because that way the harvest would have been a little bit more consistent. But that one plant was still super productive. We got a lot out of it. So I really want to grow pole beans again this year. I went over to the certified gardeners table because they also brought seeds. It's not just for the people, like myself and other home gardeners. It wasn't just for us to bring in our own seeds and trade them. The certified gardeners also brought in seeds that they, I'm sure, probably have gotten sponsored or get those donated to them by seed organization or seed companies. But I stopped by their table and they had these seed sampler packets. So I picked up one of each. This one is hops. I don't know what you do with hops. I don't know what you do with hops at all. Now, hops is a herb. I don't know much about it. I've heard of hops. I think I've heard of hops specifically when it comes to like beer and beer making. But yeah, I don't really know what you do with it. But I'll look this one up. This one right here. This one is called Mammoth Red Rock Cabbage. It's basically like a standard head of cabbage, but it is going to be red or purple in color. I'm excited to try this one because I tried 3 cabbages last year and they did okay. They did grow enough to form a ball, like, to actually form the head. But cabbage worms, But we'll try it though. Alright, here's the next one. Rhubarb. Now, I haven't grown rhubarb before. We did try it, but my partner, she went ahead and tried the rhubarb against the side of the house. I left that to her, so I have not checked it. I don't know if it's growing or not. Whether it is or isn't, we do have rhubarb seeds, so we can try it. I also don't know what you do with rhubarb. I know a lot of people grow it, but to be honest, I don't know. This is another crop that I don't know what you do with it. I mean, I've heard of rhubarb pie, but just the fact that people make rhubarb pie always made me think that rhubarb was a kind of like berry or fruit. Turns out it's this big green leafy bush. Are the stalks sweet? I would never think to make a sweet dessert out of a green leafy vegetable. So there's got to be something that makes it sweet, right? I don't know. If you know about rhubarb, you can let me know in the comments because I really don't know anything about it and I never looked it up. All right, this one is exciting. This one is called Hale's Best Melon. This one is actually a cantaloupe. There's only about 3 to 5 seeds, it says in here, but it's the same as like muskmelon, which is cantaloupe. I grew cantaloupe for the first time last year. I got, I think, 3 of them. All of them satisfying, super sweet. And I didn't even really know that that was something I could grow. I guess if you would have asked me prior to last year, I would have told you like, oh, it's probably like a tropical fruit, not knowing that it's a melon that we could grow right here. So I'm going to try this. What is it? Hale's Best. I'm going to try this again. It's got a harvest date or harvest time frame from seed to harvest of 85 days. Yeah, I think we'll try this Hale's Best. And lastly, we have these two. One are these radishes. These are white icicle radishes. Now these have a harvest time frame of 27 to 35 days. They're unlike any radishes that I've ever grown before. I've only grown those, your typical red radish. But these right here, this is totally unique. I'm kind of curious if these are the same as some of the radishes that are used with Korean dishes. I know a lot of times like they use a radish that's really like large. I don't know if this is the same, but it's a white icicle. That's what it's called, white icicle radish. And I've already sown a couple of seeds in my in one of these pots that I have in the window frame or the windowsill. So once these grow, I'll let you know. Actually, I gotta water it today. Don't let me forget that. I gotta water my radishes today. And then lastly, we have these yellow pear tomatoes. This is kind of like a cherry tomato, but it's yellow and it's pear-shaped. So they're not going to be very big. I grew something like this last year, but it was a red tomato. And I actually think that they were Roma tomatoes, but they came out in pear shape. But I love the color of this. I love how it's this bright golden color. And I actually took 2 of these seeds to sow in to start indoors yesterday, and these are 75 days to harvest. So yeah, y'all, these are all the seeds that I got. The other thing that I really liked about this event is that, you know, for me, I'm somebody who works from home. I don't have to talk to people a whole lot during the day if I don't walk out of the house. So going to an event like this got me in, you know, in community again. You know, that's one of the things I like about gardening. It's very welcoming. It invites in people from all walks of life. You know, I was excited to share my seeds with other people. I met people who were excited to share their seeds with me. I, you know, talked to someone who made me aware of something that I had no idea of before, but now I'm like, ooh, that passion fruit. You know, I'm interested in something else for later. So I love these events. I think that they're good not just for acquiring seeds, but also getting to know your garden community. Who else is out there, and who else is growing interesting varieties, and maybe can answer some of the questions that you might have. I would totally recommend it. 10 out of 10 experience. That's going to wrap the video, you guys. Thank you so much for being here and seeing what seeds I'm going to get. I'm very excited about this. But tell me what seeds that you're going to grow this year. What are you most excited for? Tell me in the comments. Please give the video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.